The objective of the labor inspection is to further strengthen the implementation of the visitorial and enforcement powers under the Labor Code as renumbered, towards securing a higher level of compliance with labor laws and standards and ensuring continuity and sustainability of compliance at workplaces. For this purpose, the Department of Labor and Employment delegates this function to the regional offices with the issuance of a list of labor inspectors who are given the authority of conduct inspection, which covers all private establishments, including their branches and workplaces in the regions. The regional offices enforce labor laws and social legislation through the conduct of labor inspection, occupational safety and health investigation, and technical and advisory visit. Special inspections may be conducted as may be deemed necessary. With the provision for mobile devices and gadgets, the DOLE developed an inspection management information system. An important feature of the system is data capture and transmittal from the field in real time, as an electronic checklist is filled up through the use of mobile devices and gadgets. Data are instantly available for viewing and processing to generate reports, statistics, and summons, including real-time monitoring of decent work indicators based on the country's decent work profile. The TAV, or Technical and Advisory Visit, aims to provide assistance to the micro-establishments, or establishments that have 1 to 9 employees, to be sustainable, productive, and competitive. It also aims to transition our micro-establishments to the formal economy that is profitable, while also complying with our labor laws and occupational safety and health standards. There are different ways or modalities to avail TAV. First is the online method. Establishments can enroll in the self-paced technical and advisory modules through our learning management system. For establishments that opted to go with online, they must accomplish the modules within 1 month from the time they registered. Second is on-site. The DOLE regional, field, and provincial offices conduct on-site or face-to-face orientation for the technical and advisory services, wherein micro-establishments are invited to attend. Third is hybrid setup. Establishments can enroll in on-site sessions and attend virtual meetings or webinars using various online platforms like MS Teams, Viber, Skype, Zoom, or Google Meet.
Establishment owners carry a big responsibility to comply with labor laws, including submitting reports and providing documents like payroll records during inspections. But the manual filing process is a major challenge. They need to spend time, money, and effort to fill out forms and deliver them to the DOLE office, often dealing with traffic and delays. Sometimes, there's a long wait just to confirm if the report is accurate and complete. And it's not just employers facing difficulties. DOLE employees also struggle with limited manpower and the time-consuming task of reviewing and processing these reports. The time has come for change. What's required now is a more innovative, streamlined, and efficient process for handling compliance reports. One that will simplify life not just for businesses but also for DOLE employees. Welcome to the DOLE Online Compliance Portal, your all-in-one platform for seamless compliance submissions, designed to make compliance easier and more convenient for establishment owners. Telecommuting reports? Flexible work arrangement submissions? Reporting the 13th month pay? No problem. Even work accident or illness reports and the annual establishment report on wages, everything you need is now in one convenient portal. Plus, the online compliance portal now includes the latest requirement for reporting movie and television shoots under Department Order 246, Series of 2024. All your compliance needs in one place, quick, secure, and hassle-free. With the DOLE Online Compliance Portal, registering your establishment is a breeze. Our automatic registration system ensures you are instantly compliant with OSH Standard Rule 1020. Once submitted, your certificate of registration is immediately available for download, saving you time and effort. Need to manage your workforce details? The portal allows you to upload your employees' names and details using a CSV template. Once uploaded, these details are readily available for reports like the Flexible Work Arrangement Report, where selecting affected employees is as easy as a click. If your establishment has been flagged for non-compliance during labor inspection, don't worry. Required documents can be submitted quickly and conveniently. And if you're missing certain policies, like a mental health program or OSH program, we've got you covered with downloadable templates. Submit these documents directly through the portal, where Dole inspectors will review, provide feedback, and keep you on track for compliance. With admin access on the Dole compliance portal, labor inspectors can easily review submitted reports and documents from establishments. If further verification is needed, they can schedule an online meeting through Google Meet, all within the portal. This streamlines compliance checks, saving time and making the process more efficient for everyone. It's a smarter, more efficient way to stay compliant and keep your business running smoothly. Welcome to a new era of compliance, simplified, fast, and effective with the Dole Online Compliance Portal.
Good afternoon, everyone. Magandang hapon po. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 1 of Webinar Wednesdays of the Department of Labor and Employment, hosted by the Bureau of Working Conditions. I am Jenny Matias, and I will be your moderator for today's webinar. Siyempre, ang timely topic natin ngayon is about Dole Online Compliance Portal. Kung last week po ay nakapanood kayo ng special episode natin regarding 13-month pay reporting, ngayon po ay tatalakayin natin ng iba't iba pang reporting modules na napaloob dito. But before we begin our webinar, let us start with a prayer.
Aming mapagmahal na Diyos, lumalapit po kami sa inyo ngayon na may pusong puno ng pasasalamat para sa pagkakataong magtipon-tipon sa webinar na ito. Nagpapasalamat kami sa biyaya ng teknolohiya na nagbibigay daan upang kami ay makapag-ugnayan, makapag-aral, at lumago kahit na magkakalayo kami. Naway gabayan ninyo po ang bawat tagapagsalita at kalahok upang kami ay makapagbahagi ng mga kaalaman ng makabuluhan at nagbibigay inspirasyon. Tulungan ninyo kaming makinig ng bukas ang isipan at puso, handang matuto mula sa bawat isa. Bigyan ninyo po kami ng kaliwanagan sa kaisipan at kahusayan sa pagpapahayag upang maging makahulugan at may positibong epekto ang aming talakayan. Dalangin namin na ang session na ito ay magtaguyod ng pagkakaunawaan, pagkakaisa, at pagbabahagi ng kaalaman na kapaki-pakinabang para sa lahat. Naway madama namin ang inyong presensya sa aming kalagitnaan na nagtutulak sa isang espiritu na pagkakaisa at respeto. Nagtitiwala po kami sa inyong banal na karunungan upang kami ay gabayan sa anumang pagsubok o hamon na maaari naming harapin sa araw na ito. Sa pagtatapos ng aming pagsasama-sama, naway bitbitin namin ang mga aral na aming natutunan ng may panibagong layunin at dedikasyon. Sa pangalan ni Jesus, kami po ay nananalangin. Amen.
Good afternoon once again. Hello sa ating mga Facebook Live participants. Para po sa ating mga viewers, may we request to like and please heart react naman po tayo sa ating live video today. Ayan, maraming salamat po. Please share this live stream to your Facebook account and use #Webinar Wednesdays. You may also share this to your colleagues, friends, and families para mas marami pa po tayong maabot at mabahagian ng mga impormasyon na makakatulong po sa inyo. For questions and inquiries, kindly use the comment section and this will be addressed by a resource speaker after the lecture. Ayan. We will now proceed to the discussion of today's topic. As mentioned po kanina, our topic for today is DOLE Online Compliance Portal. Without further ado, let me introduce to you our very own resource speaker. She's an information system analyst of the Bureau of Working Conditions. Everyone, please help me welcome Ms. Eunice Johan Bingi.
Thank you, Ms. Jenny. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome po to the episode 1 of season 3 of the Webinar Wednesdays program ng Bureau of Working Conditions. So last week po, we had a special webinar episode and discussed the submission of 13th month pay reports through the online compliance portal. And this time naman po, we will delve and focus on the online compliance portal. This is a portal designed to make compliance simpler and more accessible for the public. At para itong programa ay mas maging simple at maging mas accessible sa public, narito po kami ngayon upang gabayan pa kayo sa paggamit ng ating system patungo sa pagpapadali ng pagsusumite ng compliance reports. And we also acknowledge po from calls, emails, and messages na may mga nahihirapan po sa paggamit ng online compliance portal. Katulad din po ng ibang online systems, mayroon po tayong ma-encounter na mga challenges along the way. Especially ang ating online compliance portal ay nasa pilot run phase pa lamang. Kaya po pinakikinggan din namin ang inyong mga feedbacks, ang inyong mga comments, mga messages. Ito po ay mga nagsisilbing input sa amin to further improve and enhance and strengthen ang system. So gaya lang po ng kung dati manual submission tayo, it takes time, effort, and cost to submit report. And now we are automating the submission na po. At dito naman po sa automation, meron pa ring challenges. Pero masasabi natin na nabawasan ang challenges. So one step at a time, paunti-unti ay mapaplansya rin po natin at mas magiging madali ang ating proseso. So let me first share po my screen. Ayan. Okay, so in this webinar po, we will cover what the online compliance portal is, its benefits, how to use it, and how it helps streamline compliance processes. So ano po ba yung online compliance portal? The online compliance portal po is a digital platform developed by the Department of Labor and Employment to assist establishments in complying with labor standards. It's part of our commitment to modernizing government services and improving accessibility for everyone. Ito po ay accessible online through the domain link. Yan po yung posted sa ating screen, reports.dole.gov.ph. I-type nyo lamang po ito sa inyong computer or mobile web browser and you will go directly to the portal. So para po sa mga nag-a-access last year nitong domain na ito, ang makikita nyo na pong system ngayon ang enhanced version ng reports.dole.gov.ph. At bilang ito po ay digital system, ang purpose and importance po nito ay mapadali ang compliance processes and also reduce the paperwork and manual submissions. And also this provides user-friendly interface for the users. Para sa una ay establishment registration. So yes, dito po ay makakapag-register na ng establishment at makakakuha ng Certificate of Establishment Registration. At once your establishment is registered, you can easily submit your compliance reports. So ano-ano po ba ang mga reports na pwede nang isubmit gamit ang online compliance portal? Ayan. So for now po, these are the reporting modules that are now available on the portal for compliance submissions. So andyan po, nakalista po sa ating screen ang Work Accident Illness Report, 13th Month Pay Report, Telecommuting Report, the Flexible Work Arrangement or Alternative Work Scheme Report, the Movie and Television Production Report or yung EGL report po, yung sa Eddie Garcia Law. And on top of these reporting modules, we also integrated the downloadable forms, yung labor inspection forms and technical and advisory visit forms. Now, once you downloaded the form, yung mga forms po and filled out the information dito sa downloadable forms, you can also upload and once you filled out po, you can also upload na and submit through the portal. So it is not really po because mayroong mai-impose na penalties kapag hindi makapag-comply ang establishment. But what we really aim and promote here with the system is for the establishment to be able to comply. So ito po munang mga reports na ito ang available for now. And nai-envision naman po ng Department of Labor and Employment, particularly ng Bureau of Working Conditions, is that ang ating compliance portal, ang ating compliances patungkol sa labor standards, working conditions, ay dito naman na po natin isasubmit online. So ano naman po ang ating key user capabilities o roles ng users ng online compliance portal? Unang-una, main capability po is to have your establishment registered sa Department of Labor and Employment. Users can register their establishments through this system. So this involves providing the necessary business details and copies of business permit and ID for validation of business purposes. Sunod po dito ang makapag-submit kayo ng inyong records like employee data at compliance reports. So kung saan po dito po ay mamomonitor nyo rin po real time kung kayo ba ay nakapag-submit na ng reports. At inyo rin pong mamamanage ang inyong online account kung saan makakapag-upload kayo ng display picture, change ng inyong name. Users can also personalize their account by uploading yan po, yung picture. So often for easy identification po ito in a professional setting. Also, users can update their account password then to maintain security or if they suspect unauthorized access to ensure account security and protect sensitive data breaches. Ito naman pong enabling of two-factor authentication, users can activate an additional layer of security that requires a second verification step. So this is a code sent to the registered email in addition to the password. So this prevents unauthorized access po na by requiring two forms of authentication. So this is parang ginagawa niya yung account na more secured. So one of the reasons din po kasi ng enhancement po ng ating system at nag-come up po tayo ng enhancedreports.dole.gov.ph which is now the online compliance portal is to improve and address the concerns on security, particularly cybersecurity. So may mga additional features and additional layers of security na ini-implement. And it is very important that we implement security to maintain the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of data. So yan po yung CIA po ng ating mga information na confidentiality, integrity, and availability ng data na sinasubmit po ng ating user sa department, particularly in the Bureau, na ang mga pinapasa pong information sa amin ay safe. So we also po receive calls and emails na may mga concerns na nahihirapan dahil account is restricted to complex na password, nahihirapan na yung security layer ng OTP or one-time password But to explain po, these features really are to ensure safeguarding of your data. Kaya important po that we consider these layers of cybersecurities. And last po sa item is the ticket reporting. Dito po sa ticket reporting, yan, sakaling merong inadvertent information na naipasok sa report, clients can submit edit request by clicking the available ticket button. So this sends the request directly po sa admin dashboard. If ever a user submits a ticket or a request for edit, the support team nationwide will review, process the edits, and then update the ticket status accordingly. So users can create po and submit tickets to report issues or seek assistance or request support related to data submitted in the system. This system po or this feature po also includes tracking the status of submitted tickets. Makikita niyo po doon kung pending na, pending pa rin or completed na yung inyong request. So ito po ay structured way to handle users' concerns and ensure yung timely resolution of issues. Now po, we go to the online compliance portal. So para po mas ma-appreciate ng ating viewers ang ating online compliance portal, mag-stop share lang po ako ng slide at i-share ko po yung mismong ating portal. Ayan, nakikita naman po ang aking screen. So looking at the screen po, once we input or type the reports.dole.gov.ph domain link on the browser, we will be directed to the landing page of the online compliance portal. So wherein makikita niyo po ang pop-up message ng privacy consent notice. Ito po yun, yung privacy consent notice sa gitna. And this is aligned po with the Data Privacy Act. Ito po ay message na ina-assure kayo na that the data submitted shall be solely for DOLE program implementation and reporting and monitoring purposes. Yan po yung nakalagay po dyan. And also po, to note po, this system also had undergone several security checks. We are in coordination with the Department of Information and Communications Technology, the DICT, to ensure po na that cybersecurity measures are in place. So moving back po sa portal, here is the security message po. No? So once we review it, we click agree to proceed. Yan po. Nag-expire lang po ang aking page. Yan po. Agree. Yan. On the page po, there is a brief message stating kung ano-ano ang mga modules na included sa system. And yan po, merong sign up and login buttons. At sa bandang baba naman po ng button, going po ito sa aming Bureau's website where you can browse our programs, services, latest issuances, updates, and you can also download programs, policies, templates po na pwede niyong gamitin and other materials. We also posted here po dito sa side naman yung email in case user encounters technical concerns and about the online compliance portal. So that is ocptechsupport@bwc.dole.gov.ph. So now going back po sa taas na part, sign up and login buttons. Sige, click po natin ang sign up button. The sign up button po is for user na wala pa talagang account. Madali lang po ito i-fill up. First, you will select the region, kung saan located ang establishment, and then user's first name, and then the last name, email address. Itong email address na ito naman po ang gagamitin na email address para sa account at ito po yung official na email address na po na inyong gagamitin. Dito matatanggap ang system emails gaya ng two-factor authentication email po na nabanggit o yung one-time password email. Then input a comprehensive password. So a comprehensive password must at least be 8 characters with a combination po ng lowercase, uppercase, number, and special character to make the password comprehensive and to strengthen and secure the account. And then you confirm your password kung same po yung naset nyo na password. And then a consent message po here. You will agree with the consent that your information will be collected and used as described in the privacy policy that was also shown earlier. So that is for the sign up. So balik po tayo sa login. Okay. So, well, for the login naman po, if a user already created an account, dito po i-input ang email address at password to log in. Makikita nyo rin po dito ang button ng with existing ERS account o yung previous system lodged dito po sa reports.dole.gov.ph. So, i-click po natin. Ayan. So just input here your details po to update your account. Input the user's first name, last name, select the region where the establishment is located and yung email address niyo po. And then, importante po that you update your password to a strong password. So particular lang po itong portion na ito para sa mayroon ng ERS account dati. So kung ano po yung inyong ERS email dati na ginamit, iyon din po ang inyong gagamitin to update your information. I also mentioned earlier po that one of the reasons why we enhance the system is because of security reasons. So in logging in dito sa online compliance portal, please update your account to a strong password. Ayan po. So that is by producing password that must be at least 8 characters and a combination po ng lowercase, uppercase, and number and special character para mas secure po ang inyong account. So now returning to logging in. Ayan. So once po na mag-login po tayo sa ating account, nag-prepare po kami dito ng account for our presentation purposes. I-refresh ko lang po. Ayan. So lalabas po dito na nag-a-ask po siya for the one-time password as the two-factor authentication will be received doon sa registered email. At i-input nyo po dito ang code na inyong marireceive. So punta po tayo doon sa ating email kung na-receive na ang OTP. Ayan, na-receive naman po right away. And then we copy the code. Paste po dito sa OTP code field and then verify. Ayun, ganun lang po, mabilis lang po siya. So now po, para to explain lang din po further yung OTP, no? Kagaya rin po ito dun sa ibang online application, sa GCash, kapag magagawa po ng profile, kung saan bine-verify mo na through a one-time password. So may ma-receive na code sa phone na siyang i-input nyo po sa application para magpatuloy ang transaction. So these features really are to ensure the safeguarding of your data po. Kaya importante po that we consider these layers of cybersecurity. So now po, nakalagin na dito sa dashboard. So this is the dashboard po. Makikita nyo na po ang mga reporting modules. Yan, labor inspection, technical and advisory visit, construction safety and health program, technical safety inspection, annual establishment report on wages, certificate of no pending case, movie and television production report, and then yan po. Pero po, to clarify lang po, the portal po is a work in progress. So, iisa-isahin po nating kumpletuhin itong ating mga reporting modules dahil as discussed po kanina, no, ang available and ready to receive reports po ay ang work accident illness report, 13th month pay report, and telecommuting, and the flexible work arrangement or the alternative work scheme report, and the movie and television production reports. Ayan po. So, but before we are able to submit po a report, we first need to register the establishment. Ayan po, nagpa-flag po sa atin dito sa taas sa screen na register establishment now. So, ito po ay isa rin po sa in-streamline nitong system ay yung mga information po na i-input natin dito sa establishment registration ay siya na rin pong information na kakailanganin sa ibang reports na isasubmit. Kaya importante po na makapag-register po tayo ng ating establishment. So mag-fill up po tayo ng information dito. Oops. Okay, hinihingan po tayo ng establishment name and saan po located itong ating establishment. Ilalagay po natin ang kompletong address. Sige po, mag-input lang po tayo ng information na kinakailangan. And then dito naman po sa geocode or geographical area po na hinihingi ay naka-drop down list na po siya. So naka-load na po dito, imported na po dito yung mga list ng items po para sa geographical area. So madali na lang po nating makikita kung nasaan po yung ating address. Pwede rin po nating i-type dito para mas madaling makita. Ayan po. And then the nature of business, for example na lang po, no? Select na lang po tayo ng ating nature of business. So base po ito sa Philippine Standard Industrial Classification ng PSA, Philippine Statistics Authority. So ayan po, input lang po tayo ng mga necessary information para maka-comply po at makompleto po natin ang nare-require na fields dito sa registration of establishment. Ayan. Ngayon po, tinatanong po yung number of employees. One of the advantages din po dito, as this is a program system, ay mas may iwasan po natin na magkamali ng pag-input ng information. So the fields are set or restricted to what type of input ang dapat ilagay. For example po dito, number of employees. Hindi makakapag-input ng alphabetical character as numerical character po ang kinakailangan sa number of workers. Ayan, tinatype ko po yung alphabet pero hindi siya makapasok. So lagay na po tayo ng tama na input na number. Ayan. So total of 10 workers po ang ating establishment. And then pagdating po dito, itatanong po yung position nitong 10 workers na ito. So detail po natin dito, 1 managerial, 1 supervisory, and 8 po doon ay rank and file. Yan. Importante po dito sa fields, dito sa pinapakita ko na ito na magtali po sila kasi hindi po i-accept ito ng system. Naka-condition po or naka-program po itong system na dapat po equal po yung number of workers dito sa detalyado po na number ng by position na ilalagay po natin. Ayan. So, i-insert ko lang din po, kanina nga po pala may tumawag sa aming tech support. So ano raw po ang ilalagay nilang number of employees dito? Balik lang po ako sa taas. So kung ilan po ang warm bodies, ilan po ang employees nyo as of reporting ngayon sa establishment, yun po ang ire-rehistro nyo dito. Ang susunod niya pong naging clarification kanina sa call ay hinihingan daw ulit siya ng number of employees sa 13th month pay report. So yes po, i-input nyo po doon kung ilan naman ang benefited number of employees ng 13th month pay. Ang difference po kasi dito sa registration ay general information ng establishment. Yung ang hinihingi po dito, yung i-fill out po. Habang po doon sa specific na reports ay specific kung ano ang coverage na number of employees na nagbe-benefit ng 13th month pay ang inyong i-report. Okay po? So, going back, kailangan mag-attach din po ng business permit and ID to prove the legitimacy of the business. So, attach po tayo ng business permit and then government ID of the owner. And then we click, ayan, after the uploading is complete, we click na po ang next. And dito naman po sa certification part, this is getting the details po of the user who is doing the registration. So, sinacertify po yung accuracy of data provided in the registration. So, lagay lang po natin kung sino yung owner. Dahil si owner po ang nag-i-input ng data. Okay. And then, merong checkbox consent agreeing to the terms and conditions that the data provided for this online registration are true, accurate, and correct. Ayan po. So, i-check po natin yan and then click submit. Ayan. So, after clicking submit po, yan, para makita niyo po agad, the user will be confirmed with a notification that the user has successfully registered the establishment. So sa bawat proseso po, may notification prompt if the registration or report is successfully completed. Diyan po na-notify kayo kaagad at makikita nyo agad na yun, okay na, completed yung aking ginawa. So ngayon po, meron na tayong establishment registration. We try to submit a report naman po. So for example, last week po nasubukan na po itong 13th month pay. Ngayon subukan natin itong flexible work arrangement. So let's try to submit a report. Sa flexible work arrangement, for example, meron mag-i-implement ng flexible work arrangement from January 1 to end of the month. And then iselect natin ang kanyang reason. For example, reduction of work days per week. And then anong reason? For example, financial losses. I-add natin kung sino ang affected employee. So fill upan lang po natin ang information. For example, si Juana po ito. Okay. Fill upan lang po natin ang mga kinakailangan na information. Okay, the civil status, the complete address. Ito lang natin. Okay, hiningan po ulit ng geocode. I-select lang po natin dito. Geographical area. And then ang kanyang average weekly wage. For example. Yeah. Employment status. Work shift from 8 a.m. for example until 5 p.m. Number of work, hours of work per day, 8 hours. Days of work per week, 5 days. And then we submit. Ayan, na-add na po yung ating employee dito. I-check lang po natin na siya yung affected worker dito sa flexible work arrangement na ito. And then we click the button next. And then again, meron po ulit na certification dito kung sino yung nag-fill in itong mga information. So we certify na tayo ang nag-input dito. Lagay lang natin ang necessary information and then we submit. Ayan. So and again po, meron po ulit ditong notification na report is successfully submitted. So maaari rin pong balikan sa submission history button to see ang inyong submission made. Kasi yan po, no, nag-close na yung notification. So to double check po ulit, click po ulit natin si flexible work arrangement button and then meron po ditong view submission history. Ayun. So makikita po natin pumasok na po yung ating report na isinubmit kanina. So yan po na yung mga nilagay nating details. Mavo-view nyo rin po siya dito. Meron pong view button. So now po, move naman po tayo. What if sakaling merong inadvertent information na naipasok sa report, nagkamali ng na-input na information. So, as discussed po kanina, clients can still submit and edit requests by clicking the available ticket button po dito, which sends the request directly to the admin dashboard. So, click po natin yung request for edit. For example po, nagkamali tayo, ang tunay palang pangalan ni Juana ay Juanita. Yan. Ipa-correct lang natin yung pangalan, yung first name na nailagay natin. Ngayon, sabi po dito, upload here if the requested field to update contains. Yan po. Since wala naman po na kinakailangan na i-upload na file, pwede naman po ito i-skip. Pero since pinapapalitan natin siya ng pangalan, pwede tayo mag-attach ng additional supporting document like, kunyari, employee ID. Yan, attach po natin na dyan na makikita or mabe-verify po ng editor na ito yung kanyang tamang employee name. Lagay po natin ang reason, nagka-typo error. And then we send the request. Ayan, nag-notify po ulit siya sa taas na merong the request is successfully sent po sa ating support team. At i-move ko lang po dito Ayan. Dito po sa menu, makikita nyo po, merong request or tickets na button. Pwede nyo pong i-check yan to double check ang inyong request sent. Ayan. Yan. Mabe-verify nyo po dyan yung inyong ipinasa na request. Ang status niya po currently ay pending dahil kakasubmit lang po natin ito. Ayan. Mata-double check nyo pa rin po yan dito sa taas. Ayan. So, users can create po and submit tickets to report issues po and seek assistance or request support na related po sa data na naipasok sa system. And yan po, pinakita ko po na included din po ang tracking ng status ng submitted ticket, kung pending pa po ito or completed na. So this provides po yung structured way to handle users' concerns and ensure na timely ang resolution of issues. So minsan na-review na talaga ang submission, however, mayroon pa rin correction. So to request for edit, we integrated this ticket feature. So the admin team po will review and process the edits and update the ticket status po accordingly. So for this feature, sakali man po na ma-encounter ng user na kinakailangan magpa-correct, ang request naman po namin dito sa user is to be very specific sa kanilang concern para mas maintindihan at mas matugunan agad at makapture kung ano ang dapat na i-correct na information. Okay, balik lang po tayo sa dashboard po para ipakita pa po natin yung ibang report na pwede pa nating i-report na nabanggit po kanina, no? Ayan, open lang po natin muna ito. Ayan, yung Employer's Work Accident Illness Report. Pag inopen nyo po yan, pwede na rin po tayo mag-submit ng report ng year. And also yung telecommuting report. Yan. And also po itong movie and television production report or yung EGL report. Yan. So ito po medyo mahaba po itong EGL report na ito. So dito lang po sa electronic forms na ito ay natutulungan tayo na mas madali ang submission na hindi na kinakailangan mag-print ng papel, na magpunta sa DOLE para magpasa. At since ito ay programmed system na po, mas napapadali niya yung pagpapasa natin ng report. At tama ang information na i-input sa bawat field dahil naka-conditions ang mga field at connected sa mga forms yung mga information. Kaya mas maikli na lang yung ating sasagutan dahil ang nasagutan na natin yung iba na kinakailangan sa report like dun sa registration po. So additionally, we also integrated nga po yung downloadable forms po na banggit ko kanina. So buksan po natin kung ano ba yung mga forms na nandun. Ayan. Ito po, sa labor inspection button. May kita nyo po dyan, madadownload nyo po yung mga forms ng company OSPROF program, annual medical report, and so on po. More on yung sa safety and health na mga forms and templates po natin ay available na po dito. And also, kapag na-fill upan nyo na po itong mga forms na to, ay makakapag-submit din po kayo ng report. So, balik lang po tayo sa aming slide. Stop share ko lang po. Okay po. For a while lang po, share ko po ulit yung slide. Ayan po. So, that's it po kung paano makakarehistro at makakapag-submit ng report sa online compliance portal. So, quick recap lang po to summarize yung ating mga steps na ginawa. First, pumunta lang po kayo sa reports.dole.gov.ph to log in or register an account. Pangalawa, register your establishment through inputting the details and uploading ang business permit and ID. And then once your establishment is registered, third po is you can easily submit your compliance reports. So hindi na po talaga kinakailangan na bumiyahe pa going to the DOLE office to report compliances. Instead, we just need to go online po and upload the report. Ayan. So next slide po is yung user guide naman. Also po, this is to further assist the public sa paggamit ng online compliance portal. Meron din pong dinidevelop ang Bureau na detailed system. Ito nga po yung sa user guide po and other materials pa po. So patuloy po na magde-develop po para makapag-assist pa sa ating public po. So try po natin i-click itong link para makita nyo po ang ating user guide ay posted sa ating website. Ayan. So, nandito po yung mga processes, reports. So, guided din po tayo ng table of contents at mayroon din po itong images and screenshots na masusundan po dito sa ating guide. Ayan. So, mache-check nyo po yan dito sa aming website, bwc.dole.gov.ph. So that's it po for the presentation relative to the online compliance portal. So salamat po.
Yan. Thank you very much, Ma'am Eunice, for that very thorough and informative discussion tungkol sa ating DOLE Online Compliance Portal. I know, Ma'am Eunice, this episode will be very useful po, helpful to everyone. Most especially the part where you walk us through the system kung saan nakita na ating mga viewers yung step-by-step process from signing up to the login, the registration of establishment, up to the dashboard where they saw the different reporting modules po. We even walk through the part of the report submission, like the FWA, yung pong sample nyo kanina na submission ng report. Idagdag pa po natin yung editing part, capturing yung kabuuan ng system and the user capabilities. Sana po na-capture ng viewers natin, makakatulong po ito sa inyo for the establishments to be able to comply. I think ready na po, Ma'am Eunice, for the question and answer portion. We are now going to start answering questions submitted during today's presentation, but you can still submit your questions po through the comment section. For our first question po, sa enter, if with existing ERS account, what if nakalimutan na ang ERS account?
Okay. Ito pong part ng login, yung pinakita natin kanina na with existing ERS login button. So sakali po na nakalimutan nyo na ang inyong dating ERS account, maaari pa rin po kayong magrehistro ng account. So just provide the necessary information na ipinakita natin kanina, like email address and name of user, and set or update the password. Ang importante po dito ay mayroong online compliance portal account ang ating bawat establishment para makapag-register ng establishment at makapag-submit ng compliance reports.
Ayan, mahalaga po na makapag-sign up tayo. Ayan, mahalaga po na nakapag-sign up tayo ng ating account and register the establishment. For our next question po, the next question will be, when we register the establishment using the portal, is that considered renewal or just registration for verification of the establishment? Aminis?
Okay. To clarify po, ang pag-register niyo po ng establishment na ipinakita natin kanina ay mismong registration of establishment na po sa Department of Labor and Employment. So this is a vital step po for the businesses to comply with labor standards set by the Department of Labor and Employment. So para po ulit makapunta sa registration of establishment dito po sa online compliance portal, una po ay log in your account and then click yung button na register your establishment. Provide the information and upload the required documents po na hiningi sa atin kanina like the business permit and the ID. And after completing the required data, the user will be notified of its successful registration of establishment.
Ayan, here po, no? We have to register our establishment. For our next question, nominees. Ongoing na pinoproseso pa ang aking 2025 business permit. Kinakailangan ba talagang business permit ang ilagay? I think ang tinatanong po dito, ma'am, is yung pag nag-register ka ng establishment, i-upload nila yung business permit nila.
Okay po. Ito po ay isa rin po sa aming mga frequently asked question po talaga, no? So to answer the question kung kinakailangan ba talagang business permit ang ilagay, so yes po, kinakailangan po na business permit ang i-attach. So this is to check that the establishment is a true and legitimate business establishment. At kung sakali naman po na ongoing pa lamang, dahil nga naman po hindi pa nare-release ang 2025 business permit, dahil nga po January pa lamang, puro nagpo-proseso sa munisipyo at City Hall, maaari nyo pong i-upload ang inyong latest 2024 business permit.
Ayan, malinaw po, no? Since kapapasok pa lang ng taon at baka yung mga establishments natin ay wala pang renewed business permit, pwede po natin i-upload yung 2024 business permit. For our next question, nominees, hi, would like to inquire on how to delete incorrect created account. Dole portal, have to change email address.
Ayan. Thank you po for raising the concern on the account. So maaari po kayong magpadala ng email sa aming online compliance portal tech support for this technical concern. So please attach din po ng proof of documents na representative kayo ng company or owner kayo ng company, yung inyong business permit, and the likes po para po ma-verify po muna kayo ng tech support and then ma-cater ang inyong technical concern.
And very clear po, no? Pwede po, pero kailangan po ng mga proofs before we do that. Ayan. For our next question po, personal email po ba talaga dapat yung gamitin sa pag-create ng account?
So, ayan po. To clarify po, not necessarily na personal email, pero ang amin pong inire-recommend to use dito sa ating establishment registration is use your establishment email, your organization or company email. So note din po na importante rin ng meron kayong one email per establishment dahil ito ang nagsiserve as ID ng inyong account para makapasok sa online compliance portal.
Okay, very well said, Maminis. For our next question, hello, if wala po kaming na-receive na OTP sa email, parang medyo bitin yung tanong, no? Pero yun po, yun yung gusto niya ipaparating. Paano pag wala silang na-receive na OTP sa email?
So, okay po. So, kung wala po kayong na-receive na OTP or one-time password, ito po yung, to clarify po ano po yung OTP, no, pero na-discuss na rin naman po ito. So, ito po yung nare-receive na code sa email to verify that you are doing the process sa system. At kinakailangan itong code na to proceed doon sa process. So, paano kung hindi na-receive itong email ng OTP? So, unang-una po, check the email. So tama po ba ang ina-access na email address? So we encountered din po kasi na merong concern dito na hindi daw naka-receive. However, we found out that ibang email po pala ang na-access o hinihintay na pasukan ng email. Kaya importante po to really check kung nasa tamang email ba ang pinaghihintayan ng OTP email. And then pangalawa po, isang factor din po ang email na ginagamit kung mayroon bang restrictions ng ang email. So may nasiset po kasi sa organizational email na hindi nakakatanggap ng other email na outside the organization. So para sa company na gumagamit ng organizational email, paki-check po with your organizational email administrator kung naka-restrict or naka-enable ba para makatanggap kayo ng OTP email. And then, pangatlo pong factor, sakaling tama naman ang email, naka-enable naman ang organizational email, tsaka po tayo mag-escalate na maaari po kayong sumangguni na sa online compliance tech support para ma-check at ma-inspect ang inyong email sa aming email server kung bakit hindi nakakarating sa inyo ang system-generated na one-time password email.
Yeah, very clear po, no? Yun kasi yung maraming tanong, Ma'am Eunice, yung mga hindi nakakatanggap ng OTP. Pero ayun po, kindly check sa inyo pong administrators, yun pong restrictions ng pagtanggap ng mga emails. Ayan, next question po, Ma'am Eunice. Am I already using the new portal but I need to correct a name in the employee? Please assist. Sorry. Again, I am already using the new portal but I need to correct a name in the employee.
Okay po. So for this naman po, data editing concern na po ito. So sa ticket reporting, sa system po ito i-request. Sakaling merong, yun nga po yung inadvertent information na naipasok na sa report, sakali na may maling na i-report na data, users can submit edit requests by clicking the available ticket button, which sends the request po directly to the admin dashboard sa aming support team. Nationwide po ito. So request lang po namin talaga dito is please be specific with your request. Kung ano man po ang maling data at anong ang tamang ilalagay na data. At kung makakapag-attach po kayo ng supporting document para mas matulungan din po ang ating support team na ma-verify ang inyong request. Sa pag-report din po ng ticket, this also includes po yung tracking ng status ng submitted ticket. So makikita niyo po doon kung pending pa rin siya or ano na po ang kanyang status, kung completed na or kung meron pong for clarification doon sa inyong concern. So the support team po nationwide will review po yung inyong ticket, process the edits, and update the ticket po. So, ayun po. Ganun siya. So, dun po yun sa ating ticket, sa ating system.
Yeah, thank you, Ma'am Eunice, for your answer. Yan, nakita naman po siguro natin kanina, we-knock through tayo din ni Ma'am Eunice for the request for editing. Sana po na-capture nyo yun and makakatulong din po yun sa inyo. For our next question, okay, that was the last question na po pala. Ayan. For those questions that we hindi namin nasagot, sasagutin po ito ng ating technical team. Yan. Maraming salamat po. Thank you po sa lahat ng nag-submit ng questions. Kung meron po kami hindi nasagot ngayon, rest assured na masasagot po ito ng social media team namin. Ayan. The Bureau of Working Conditions will be continuously conducting the webinar Wednesday po and hope you will join us for our succeeding episodes this year. Ma'am Eunice, baka meron ka pang last words for our viewers?
Thank you, Ms. Jenny. And yun lamang po, sakali po na kinakailangan niyo po ng pagre-rehistro ng inyong establishment, punta lang po kayo sa reports.dole.gov.ph. Maaari nyo rin pong balikan itong live video po natin to serve as your guide. And also po available din naman po dyan ang ating user guide sa ating BWC website for further assistance po sa ating pag-access sa online compliance portal. And also po open naman po din ang aming communication po sa OCP Tech Support at bwc.dole.gov.ph. So maraming salamat.
Ayan, we hope we help you regarding sa DOLE Online Compliance Portal. And that concludes our webinar Wednesday for today. I believe that we can say that this has been a very productive dahil sa napakarami po nating natutunan sa ating speaker. If you have further questions, you may send us an email through askbwc.dole.gov.ph or you may call our DOLE hotline 1349. Also, please follow our Facebook page, BWC1949, para maging updated po kayo sa iba't ibang issuances, announcement, and activities na nilalabas ng BWC at ng DOLE. Again, I am Jenny Matias, your moderator for this program, and in behalf of the Bureau of Working Conditions, thank you for joining us today. See you next again to our next episodes. Maraming salamat. Ingat po tayong lahat.
Para sa mga katanungan at karagdagang impormasyon, maaari po tayong tumawag sa DOLE Hotline 1349 o sumambuni sa mga DOLE Regional Field Office na nakakasakop sa inyong lugar paggawa.